All right, Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to go to this New World Order, and it's really an old world order because there's nothing new about the New World Order. This is something that they have always wanted to do. They wanted to do even in the ancient world. As a matter of fact, with the Tower of Babel, that was a form of the New World Order, which, all the kingdoms of the earth, or all of the people coming together in one language and, in one nation and all that. Thus the Most High scattered them and confounded their language. Same thing, even in the rest of the editions of Esther. They wanted to do a New World Order type deal in that thing too. And I want to go into the reasoning for the New World Order that they want to do, which, like I said, it's really an old world order. There's nothing new about it. And started Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Right, there's no new thing under the sun, so we can't say any concept. Now there may be different technology or different things like that, but it's still the same concept of of things that was done in the ancient world. Such as, think about your vehicles. Things were horse and carriages back then, and what's the power force of a vehicle? The horsepower. It's like I said, it's no new concept. There's nothing new under the sun. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High acquireth that which is past, which is true. That which is to be hath already been. And that includes spirits. There are no new spirits. These are the same spirits that's coming back on the earth in the third and fourth generations to serve out their judgment, which takes place under the sun, which is the earth. But I don't want to get into Esther. This is the rest of Esther, or the addition to Esther. On my app here is chapter 4, but you'll see in the if you have your apocrypha, it'll say chapter 13 in the apocrypha. This is rest of Esther chapter 4 on my app, or chapter 13 in the apocrypha. The copy of the letters was this: the great king Artaxerxes writeth these things to the princes and the governors that are under him from India unto Ethiopia in 127 provinces. After that I became Lord over many nations. Artaxerxes saying he became Lord over many nations after those letters, and had dominion over the whole world, not lifted up with presumption of my authority, but carrying myself always with equity and mildness. I propose to settle my subjects continually in a quiet life, and making my kingdom peaceable and open for passage to the utmost coast, to renew peace, which is desired of all men. That's the New World Order concept. They want hey, can we all just get along? Everybody love each other. We all one people, as they say, or or I've heard people say, hey, we all one race, the human race, or we all bleed the same blood, all that crap. But the Most High have esteemed Israel above the other nations. Verse 3. Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, So they trying to figure out how to get the whole earth or the whole world to be on one accord, otherwise known as the New World Order. A man that excelled in wisdom among us, and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, and had an honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us. So he was wise in man's wisdom, that in all nations throughout the world there was scattered a malicious people, and had laws contrary to all nations, and continually despised the commandments of kings. Who does that sound like? Israelites. Israelites, the Most High always separated us from the rest of the world. He separated Israel from the rest of the world, so thus they considered us malicious people, and all of our laws were contrary to the world. Because think about our laws now. We find it, in comedy to dress and drag. When a man dresses as a woman, that's comedy to us, But that shit is not cool. That's an abomination according to the Most High. We have no problem with sleeping with another man's wife. That's an abomination according to the Most High. Eating pork, shrimp, lobster, crab, crawfish, mussels, sea urchins, all the things of the earth, of the creatures of the sea, without scales and fins, that's breaking the dietary laws. Wearing mixed fabrics, with the clothes that we buy, the whole homosexuality, having sex in the ass, that's a big thing now. Eating ass, anal sodomy, that's a big thing now. But just saying to say all was okay here in the Babylon the Great is contrary to our laws. And it says that they continually despise the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms honorably intended by us cannot go forward. So as long as these people, which were Israelites, had their own laws, statutes, and commandments, and their own power, their own God set up, which was the only true living power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then they could not forward their objective, what they wanted to do. Seeing then we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, which we are. We are separated from the world. We don't need to be of the world. And so we are opposed to that. Differing in the strange manner of their laws and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can, that our kingdom may not be firmly established. Right. The Most High stands between, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai stands between this whole New World Order and what they want to do. It says, verse 6, therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by a man who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all with their wives and children be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month of Adar of this present year. That they wanted to kill all who was opposed to the commandments of the kings. That they who of old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into the grave, and whosoever hereafter cause our affairs to be well settled and be without trouble. And that's exactly what they want to do. That's why they always coming against Jake, coming against, especially the men of the Lord. They coming against you with all manner of slander, calling you pedophiles because you bring out the rape law, on how to deal with it. Calling us the black Hebrew Israelites, putting that negative connotation on us. That's what they do. And the main reason being is because if they could separate us because our covenant is between us, Israel, Yasharallah, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's our covenant. And if we break that covenant, which is, that we would follow and try to keep those laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities, and if we break it, that separates us, which is why we were cast off and put away and made Gentiles, And so, thus, when the Most High turned his back on us, we were given into the hands of the world, or the hands of our enemies. And without the Most High power of Yahweh, we have no covering. Thus that's why all of the nations, they could be successful in their wickedness, and we can't do the same things that they do, because their power is of this world. Our power is not, and they know that. So I also want to get this is going to be in First Maccabees. It's going to be First Maccabees chapter 1. Let's see. I think it's going to be verse 42. I'm going to start at verse 41. It's First Maccabees chapter 1, starting at verse 41. It says, "Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to the whole kingdom that all should be one people." New world order. One people, one government. "And everyone should leave his laws." So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And it says, "Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath." But like you said, they wanted us to be all one people. That's that one world, that new world order, that one world government. Where we all just get along. We all, everybody on the earth. No, it don't work like that. And see, and this is why. This is why they want to separate us from our power. So, hold on. This is going to be 2 Chronicles, chapter 20. Let's see, where is that? Yeah, here it is. Verse 27. It says, "Then they returned, every man of Judah and Jerusalem, and Jehoshaphat in the forefront of them, to go again to Jerusalem with joy. For the Most High had made them to rejoice over their enemies." That's right. When we are in connection with our power, we doing what we're supposed to be doing, we will have dominion over our enemies. They can't do anything against us. And our enemies know that. And it says, "And they came to Jerusalem with psalteries and harps and trumpets unto the house of the Most High." And check this out, verse 29. "And the fear of God was on all the kingdoms of those countries, when they had heard that the Most High fought against the enemies of Israel." Exactly. When we are disconnected from our power, we have no power. Our enemies can do whatever they want to us. But when we are connected to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua through his laws, statutes, and commandments, and through faith and love, and trying our best to do what's pleasing unto him, no one can stand before us, because he is our power. And our enemies know that. So I say Yasharallah, Israel, turn back, repent, turn back to the Most High, because I promise you it's going to be good for you. Because when you do that and trust in him and abide in his word, none of our enemies can stand before us, especially with Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, and all that. In the time that we're in, turn back to him, repent. So with that, shalom.